King 5 News at 9. We are tracking 3 breaking stories. Immigration protests span the U.S., the worst of which are happening right now in Los Angeles. We saw a much more peaceful rally in Seattle tonight. What we know about the arrests that brought and a deadly hit and run along I-5 brings traffic to a near halt. The latest from the State Patrol in Kent. Conditions in Los Angeles are deteriorating right now as protesters take to the streets against ongoing immigration raids. This is a live look at the scene there, and you can see a lot of people on the streets. You see police there responding as well. Some people waving flags. Again, things have escalated tonight, and we are keeping a close eye. Hundreds of National Guard troops already on the ground, which Governor Gavin Newsom is calling unlawful. Thousands more troops have been authorized as well. 700 Marines have been deployed. We also saw a rally in Seattle today surrounding a man's arrest in California. We're going to explain the man behind today's rally and check in on conditions in Los Angeles in 8 minutes. Breaking news near Cle Elum right now. A wildfire has destroyed at least 2 homes near the city. At last check, the fire had burned 60 acres. A level 3 evacuation order is in effect, meaning evacuate now. That includes those living near Red Bridge and all homes north and east to the Teanaway River. We have team coverage for you tonight, starting with King 5's Madison Way live near Cle Elum. Madison, what are you seeing?
Well, Jessica, right now, this is still a very active firefight happening behind me. This is Red Bridge Road, where you're seeing all those flashing lights and firefighters right now working to make sure those hot spots and those trees that are currently on fire and burning do not spread to any nearby debris or structures here. As you just mentioned, 2 structures we know at least have burned in this fire. It is holding at 60 acres right now. Firefighters have really been attacking this from the sky this entire evening. We've seen helicopters and air tankers dropping red retardant onto the fire below to make sure that it does not spread further. It is pretty quiet out here besides being on the state route right here, but we're also hearing a lot of hand crews behind me with chainsaws, making sure that they're cutting down trees and clearing out debris from behind where the fire is still actively burning. There's plenty of homes and cabins and structures beyond those trees and that tree line, as you're seeing with all the smoke and the fire that's continuing to burn right now. So we have been seeing a lot of air support. There is still 1 aircraft up in the sky right now. That aircraft's job is to make sure they're seeing what the fire looks like underneath, and they're able to map it out. But right now, that air tanker and those helicopters have since gone home. The sun is starting to set, but as you can see, it's still incredibly windy, so this firefight is very much still active, and people are not at their homes right now. Evacuations are still in place. If anything changes, we'll be sure to let you know. We'll be here throughout the evening. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Madison. We'll check in with you at 10 o'clock. Let's get to our team coverage, continuing with meteorologist Adam Claybon. We heard Madison say it's windy out there, Adam, and that they have been able to contain this to 60 acres. But what are they dealing with?
They're dealing with winds that are gusting a little more there across areas, getting closer to Cle Elum, because what is happening now, our front is beginning to push on through. That cooler air is arriving, which is going to bring us relief here on this side of the mountains. But as it makes its way through those Cascade Gaps and heads across more of eastern Washington, you can kind of see that accelerator right there where you see some of the coloration. So that's where we have some of those gusts around 20 to 30 miles per hour. Not extreme, but enough when you do have these type of conditions can create problems. Still pretty warm over that way too. That helps to dry out the air mass. Currently sitting just under the 90-degree mark. Wenatchee at 89, but you go off just off to the west from there. That's when you get closer to Cle Elum. We're beginning to cool down here across parts of western Washington. We do have our heat advisory still in effect until 10 p.m. there, but we're keeping it more here across the eastern side of the state until tomorrow evening, as well as this red flag warning that's going to be in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow. So still a fire risk even in of itself into the day on Tuesday there. We'll continue to monitor things for you, and we'll give you your complete forecast coming up.
Thank you, Adam. Again, the wildfire burning near Cle Elum has burned 60 acres, at least 2 homes. If you are living near Redbridge or north and east of the Teanaway River, you need to get out now. We will continue monitoring efforts to get the fire under control. We'll let you know when conditions change. And now to breaking news out of Kent. We are tracking a deadly hit and run along northbound I-5. This is video from earlier tonight near Highway 516. The State Patrol says a Tesla hit another car, hurting the driver and killing another woman inside. Troopers say the driver of the Tesla ran off. They believe they know who that person is. They are looking for that person right now. In other news, we now know the 3 Decker sisters died by suffocation. That is according to a report from the medical examiner. Their bodies were found 1 week ago at a campsite near Leavenworth. Their father, Travis Decker, has been charged with their murders but is still on the run. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office has now handed over command for the search for him to federal authorities. We're told they need to rest local resources before rejoining the search. And while the search continues, grieving has only just begun for a community rocked by this tragedy. King 5's Maddie White joining us live from a free benefit concert for the Decker sisters in Wenatchee tonight. Maddie.
And Jessica, that concert just wrapped up in the last 30 minutes or so behind me. But even though the concert is wrapped up, as you mentioned, emotions here in Wenatchee are still raw from this unthinkable tragedy. A mix of shock, sadness, grief, but most importantly, as was demonstrated here tonight, compassion. Compassion for one another as a community together goes through this tragedy and tries to make sense of it. And this free concert was put on by award-winning musician Virgil Eagle, who goes by the artist name Whiskey Trail. The Wenatchee local invited the community out to this free outdoor concert at Pybus Public Market, where he played a mix of classic rock hits and mostly ballads and covers, all in honor of Peyton, Olivia, and Evelyn Decker, 3 young lives lost far too soon. Songs included Forever Young, Wildflowers by Tom Petty, and Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground.
Yeah, music is magical, and it can do things that speech can't.
Eagle told me tonight that with this event, he hopes to, in his words, surround the girl's mother, Whitney Decker, with the strength of our shared presence. Now, also here tonight was a donation box, so everyone here was extremely generous, and they passed around that box all directly to support Whitney Decker. Reporting live in Wenatchee tonight, I'm Maddie White. Jessica, back to you.
Maddie, thank you. Some areas in Western Washington are reopening as the search for the girl's father continues. The Icicle Creek area near Leavenworth just opened yesterday. After a brief closure, the U.S. Forest Service is also allowing overnight permits in the Enchantment area to continue. That's near Leavenworth and the area where the girls' bodies were found. Several trails are also reopening for day use. That includes parts of the Pacific Crest Trail, Rainbow Lake Trail, Twist Pass Trail, Upper Stehekin Valley Trail, and Thunder Creek Trail, among several others. No overnight stays will be allowed through at least Thursday, June 12th. Authorities say there is no credible threat in that area, but anyone who decides to go out on a trail in this area is being asked to stay alert. With access to the enchantments restricted for days, local outdoor shops saw a drop in business and a surge in hikers looking for alternate routes. We spoke to one business owner yesterday who says there weren't many options left.
We directed a lot of people towards like some of the lakes up along Stevens Pass, and we also told a lot of people to go to the Chihuahua Mountains. I'm sure it weighs on everyone's mind a little bit, like, you know, he could be anywhere.
Meanwhile, the GoFundMe started in support of the girl's mother, Whitney Decker, is at nearly $1.2 million right now from nearly 26,000 donations. The money is going toward expenses and legal costs. If you would like to donate, we have a link to the fundraiser on our website, along with the latest on the search efforts. Text the word search to 206-448-4545, and we will send that information to your phone. Stay with King 5 for continuing coverage on the search for Travis Decker and the investigation into the girls' deaths. Get the latest updates online anytime at king5.com and streaming 24/7 on King 5 Plus. Let's get back to that breaking news in Los Angeles right now. We are seeing massive crowds there gathering to protest immigration raids across California. President Trump has deployed hundreds of National Guard troops in response to the protests without the state's request or consent. He authorized another 2,000 today. Governor Gavin Newsom is suing the Trump administration, calling the deployment unlawful. And on top of that, the Pentagon also deployed about 700 Marines to protect federal personnel and property. The situation in Los Angeles quickly changing tonight. We are keeping an eye on things. We'll keep you updated throughout this newscast. We also saw a rally in Seattle today in connection to an ICE operation in California. These are new images of what happened at City Hall earlier today. It centered around this man. David Huerta was released on bond in California this afternoon. He is the president of the California branch of the Service Employees International Union. He was arrested Friday, accused of interfering with agents serving a warrant at an LA worksite. Washington union members say they are angry.
He is a fierce fighter for workers' rights. He is a proud father, and he was out making sure that people's rights were protected.
Washington GOP Chairman Jim Walsh supports the renewed push to enforce immigration laws and calls the violence toward police in California unacceptable.
The people who are paying attention see what's happening on the West Coast with these riots and this insurrection, and they see that it's politically partisan.
Earlier this year, Washington lawmakers passed House Bill 1321 as a proactive measure. That new law gives the governor sole authority to approve or deny entry of armed forces from other states into Washington. State Republicans argue that may not hold up in court. An evacuation order is in effect near Cle Elum as a wildfire burns just miles from the city. Meteorologist Adam Claiborne is tracking when the fire crews are going to see any relief from the winds. It's pretty windy out there tonight. We'll check back in with him in 10 minutes. But first, she walked into a nursing home with a broken ankle. Now she can't walk at all. The King 5 investigators uncover what happened and why her family says the system failed her and is failing the rest of the state.